Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're talking game design. So where'd the idea come from to do a game on the Coastwatchers from the Pacific War? Well, I was doing some research on another design. I'm on Amazon and recommendations came up. And in those recommendations were a number of books about Coastwatchers. One of them being this one here, Alone on Guadalcanal. And my muse just smacked me upside the head and said, you want to do a solo game? Check. You'd like to do a narrative game? Great story is there, right? And it fits into the delivery model that I'm going to talk about here in a second. So scoping the game. I came up with two ideas on the scope for this game, or this concept to create a game. One of them is at the operational level. And that's where you would play as somebody that controls the network of Coastwatchers. That was called Ferdinand. That could be a fun game. But I think it's a bit too far away from the story I want to tell. And that is a solo adventure narrative at the personal level of the Coastwatcher. So we're going to keep the scope very narrow in that aspect so that you play as a Coastwatcher. Although I am going to reserve the operational idea for maybe a potential other game. Now that we've decided that we're going to focus on the Coastwatcher, there's a number of different ways we can do it. I've got two games here that are inspiring me. And we'll start with this one here, Robinson Crusoe. It's a bit of a Euro game, survival game, which I think is part of the life of a Coastwatcher when you read what they had to go through. I haven't played this yet. I will. But this is one inspiration. The other inspiration, okay, now that's a board game, right? You move tokens around a map, you pull some cards. That's one way this game could be designed. The other is more along the lines of Warfighter. I think this is what I want to do, but I'm not. And the reason being is the scope and the definition, which I'm going to drill down into. But ultimately, this is what I want to design, is a warfighter inspired game system that's card driven, that you go from location to location. There's all sorts of replayability. There's so much you can do, I think, with Coastwatchers, putting it into the warfighter mechanism. Now, I just bought this and I'm dying to play it. And so over the next week or so, you'll probably start seeing some warfighter content on this channel. But ultimately, this is where I want to take Coastwatchers. But why am I not doing that now? Well, I want to get a game published. I want to be able to control it. I want to be able to do it in a relatively short time frame. And for me to do that and maintain control, we're going to go, and I've got some experience with this, but we're going to go through Amazon's KDP, which stands for Kindle Direct Publishing. And we're going to do a choose your own adventure style game, which is what this is. We're going to build the framework, character creation, and all the adventures are going to be paragraphs. So I've made the decision to do a choose your own adventure style game that I can publish through Amazon's KDP. I have full control over. It's a small enough scope that I can take this, what I think is a great idea, and get a game designed, published. So there are a number of advantages for a small designer that wants to get published. Kickstarters become very corporate. I may tackle that at some point, but there's a lot of work just going into managing a Kickstarter. And I don't have a name. Nobody's going to show up. So I need to start building a brand. And one of the easiest ways is to be able to get product out there and publish and publish and publish. And then people start to know who you are. There are a lot of advantages for a small indie game designer like myself to use KDP. We'll get into that as we get deeper into this series. And I'll show you how to set up an account, how to use and get yourself published on KDP. It's not that difficult. I'm already published with some no content books. I make like 1 or 2 sales a month. But the point is, it's a way for me to get a design to market and start building a brand with Hissy Cat Studios. So join me on this journey. Hopefully I can share some knowledge, and hopefully with some comments from you, from the community, I can become a better designer and get this game published. And if you're excited about it, I know I've got some positive feedback on Twitter that people are interested in this concept. So got a little pressure. Hopefully I can deliver something that you guys are going to be excited to get in your hands and play. So join me on this journey and let's get this puppy done.